What's up, guys? Today's day 3, January 25th, 2023. So I just, a few hours ago, I finished my back, biceps, and leg day. So I'm just gonna go through it with you guys, show you all the exercises I did, and there's a few critiques that I have about like my form and about how I'm doing each exercise. So hopefully you guys can get some value out of that. So let's get right into it. First exercise was the lat pull down. So for the lat pull down, I actually have like a hard time kind of engaging my lats. So I did a lot of warm up sets before this just to make sure that I'm nice and engaged, that my lats are kind of, that I feel them when I'm pulling down. I used to do weighted pull-ups, but when I did them, I always felt like my right side was pulling more. So I figure with the lat pull down machine, it's a bit easier to kind of control the weight, bring it down, and try to really isolate your lats. So you're really trying to engage the muscle that's like right underneath your armpit and on your back, obviously. So let's go. So this is my top set. I'm aiming for 4 reps of this. I'm using 90. I'm not like super pleased. So if you look, so this is the 3rd rep, and you can see as I'm pulling down, my shoulders kind of like roll forwards. So what I'm gonna do is, even though I was able to do the 4 reps, the fact that my shoulders kind of roll forwards, I wanna try to squeeze my back a bit more, maybe lean a bit more back and touch the top of my chest, because as soon as your shoulders roll, you're using more of your shoulders to pull the weight down. And you know, it's gotta leave your ego at the door. And I mean, this is the benefit of filming yourself, or you know, hiring a coach or whatever it is. So yeah, so I'm definitely gonna be probably either lowering the weight. Yeah, definitely lowering the weight next week. Cause yeah, this 4th rep, you can see like at the end, like my shoulders roll forward. So not completely ideal. But still got the 4 reps in, and with all the warm-up sets, I didn't film them, but I'm thinking that they were a bit better. Next up, we've got the incline dumbbell curls. For this one, when you're sitting back on the bench, you want to make sure that your bicep stays straight. So you don't want to like bring your elbow up too much when you're curling. Otherwise, you're not really engaging your bicep as much as you could. So for this, we're doing, it's 6 to 8 reps for the first set. This is my 2nd set, so I'm doing 8 to 10 reps. And you can see like as I'm doing more reps, my elbow has kind of like a tendency to rise. So I want to try to like really flex the bicep on the way up and try to make sure that I'm isolating as much as possible. That's how you get, you know, better results. That's how you really gain strength in the muscles that you're trying to work. Next up, we've got the Bulgarian split squats, or the rear foot elevated split squats. For this one, like the best trick that I have is to start from the bottom position, because when you start at the top, it's a bit hard to gauge where you should put your feet. This box is actually a little bit high, and you see on that first rep, you see my back foot lifts. I'm trying to put as much of my weight as possible on the foot that's on the ground. So first of all, I want to try to make sure that my foot is nice and planted on the ground, and that I'm not using my back foot to lift myself. I'm really trying to isolate that one leg that's working and trying to make the most gains with that one leg. So I'm trying to really like focus on flexing my leg on the way up. You'll get a really nice glute pump from this. Always keep your chest up too. You don't want to like bend forward as you're coming down. Yeah, for this I'm doing so it's 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps, and every set I'm increasing the weight. So you know, I started with I think it's like 16 kilos in each hand. I went up to 18 to 20, and then I did my last one. 20 was a little bit easy, so I did my last set with 24 kilos in each hand. My goal is to kind of build up to half my body weight in each hand, so my total body weight for 6 to 8 reps. That would be pretty good. Another tip is to actually do this without shoes. If your gym allows you, I mean, your gym should let you exercise without shoes, but some of them have rules about that just for safety. But it's better to be barefoot or just with socks on the ground because you can get a better grip on the floor. If you're wearing like a padded shoe, you're not getting as much contact on the ground. You know, it all starts with your foot. If your foot is not like stable on the ground when you're doing the exercise, you can't really flex your leg as well as you could if you were barefoot. If you have like a flat shoe, that's good too. You can see on the side I've got like my Vans. Just in case, I wasn't sure, this is a new gym for me, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be allowed. And I'm kind of like hidden in the corner, so maybe I'm not allowed, but nobody told me anything, so it's all good. Next up, we've got the Romanian deadlifts. We're international here, so for this one, it's the trick is really to keep your back flat and to think about pushing your hips back. Okay, so you're not just thinking about like lowering the weight. A lot of people will end up like curving their back as they bring the weight up, and it's just pushing your hips back and like making sure that your hamstring, like the back of your leg, stays as engaged as possible the whole time. And at the end, you want to push your hips forward and squeeze your glutes as hard as possible, and then bring them back down. You don't need to go super low. Some people might be very flexible and might be able to bring it very low, but honestly, as soon as you feel that you're like reaching pretty much to the maximum of your flexibility, that you feel a nice stretch in your hamstring, that's a good depth. And last but not least, we have the face pulls. So for this one, you can do them standing up. Actually, it's a bit better for your core strength and especially if you're an athlete. But my gym doesn't have like adjustable pulleys. So ideally you want to have it like just below your face. So the only pulleys were the ones on the ground or the one up top. So I just did the one on the ground and I sat down. And the trick is to really bring your elbows back and then get a full stretch at the end. So you really want to get a full range of motion and bring the rope to your ears basically. This will get you, and you're not trying to flex you could try to flex your biceps, but the idea is really to work like the back of your muscles here, your back, your upper back. So really squeeze at the back. Even you can hold it for 1 second, make sure that you're getting a nice contraction, and then release under tension. And that's the same thing, so it's like 12 to 15 reps, 4 sets, and every set I'm increasing the weight a little bit more. So I don't need to warm up for that. Same thing for like I didn't mention, but the Romanian deadlifts and the Bulgarian split squats, you don't need to warm up because you're working up. All right, and that's pretty much it for today. Crushed the back, biceps, and legs, obviously. All right, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow.